Welcome to my YouTube channel Luxury Legends. Sherman Tank, Inside and Out. I have had the great pleasure of being driven around in an M4 Sherman recently. Of course I couldn't miss the opportunity of taking lots of photos, both inside and out. Hope you find them useful. M4A4 Cutaway. 1 lifting ring, 2 ventilator, 3 turret hatch, 4 periscope, 5 turret hatch race, 6 turret seat, 7 gunner's seat, 8 turret seat, 9 turret, 10 air cleaner, 11 radiator filler cover, 12 air cleaner manifold, 13 power unit, 14 exhaust pipe, 15 track idler, 16 single water pump, 17 radiator, 18 generator, 19 rear propeller shaft, 20 turret basket, 21 slip ring, 22 front propeller shaft, 23 suspension bogie, 24 transmission, 25 main drive sprocket, 26 driver's seat, 27 machine gunner's seat, 28 to 75 gun, 29 driver's hatch, 30 M1919A4 machine gun. The M4 Sherman, officially medium tank, M4, was the most widely used medium tank by the United States and Western Allies in World War II. The M4 Sherman proved to be reliable, relatively cheap to produce, and available in great numbers. Thousands were distributed through the Lend-Lease program to the British Commonwealth and Soviet Union. The tank was named by the British for the American Civil War General William Tecumseh Sherman. The M4 Sherman evolved from the M3 medium tank, which had its main armament in a side sponson mount. The M4 retained much of the previous mechanical design, but put the main 75mm gun in a fully traversing turret. The designers stressed mechanical reliability, ease of production and maintenance, durability, standardization of parts and ammunition in a limited number of variants, and moderate size and weight. These factors, combined with the Sherman's then superior armor and armament, outclassed German light and medium tanks fielded in 1939–42. The M4 went on to be produced in large numbers, with a total of over 49,000 of all variants being produced. Shermans were being issued in small numbers for familiarization to U.S. armored divisions when there was a turn of events in the Western Desert Campaign. Axis forces had taken Tobruk and were advancing into Egypt, and Britain's supply line through the Suez Canal was threatened. The U.S. considered collecting all Shermans together so as to be able to send the 2nd Armored Division under Patton to reinforce Egypt, but delivering the Shermans directly to the British was quicker, and over 300 mostly M4A1s, but also including M4A2s, had arrived there by September 1942. The Sherman would enter combat in 1942 equipped with the 75mm gun M3, a 40 caliber gun that could penetrate 88mm 3.5 in of unsloped rolled homogeneous armor at 100 meters 110 yards and 73mm 2.9 in at 1000 meters 1100 yards, firing the usual M61 round. Facing the early Panzer III and Panzer IV in North Africa, the Sherman's gun could penetrate the frontal armor of these tanks at normal combat ranges, within 1000 yards 910 meters. U.S. Army intelligence discounted the arrival of the Tiger I in 1942 and the Panther tank in 1943, predicting that the Panther would be a heavy tank like the Tiger I, and doubted that many would be produced. There were also reports of British QF6PDR, 57mm guns being able to destroy the Tiger I. However, this only happened at very close ranges and against the thinner side armor. Due to their misconceptions related to this, and also due to tests that seemed to prove that the 76mm gun was able to destroy both the Tiger and the Panther, the leadership of Army ground forces were not especially concerned by the Tiger I. The tests of the 76mm were later ruled inaccurate, with Eisenhower even remarking that he was wrongly told by ordnance that the 76mm could knock out any German tank. The higher velocity 76mm gun gave Sherman's anti-tank firepower at least equal to most of the German vehicles they encountered, particularly the Panzer IV and Stug III. The gun could penetrate 125mm 4.9 in of unsloped armor at 100 meters 110 yards and 106mm 4.2 in at 1000 meters 1100 yards using the usual M62 round. The M1 helped to equalize the Sherman and the Panzer IV in terms of firepower. The 48 caliber 7.5 cm KWK-40 75mm L-48 of the Panzer IV could penetrate 135mm 5.3 in of unsloped armor at 100 meters 110 yards and 109mm 4.3 in at 1000 meters 1100 yards. The 76mm gun was still inferior to the much more powerful 70 caliber 7.5 cm KWK-42 75mm L-70 of the Panther, which could penetrate 185mm 7.3 in of unsloped armor at 100 meters 110 yards and 149mm 5.9 in at 1000 meters 1100 yards using the usual PZGR 39-40 seconds round. The 76mm was capable of knocking out a Panther at normal combat ranges from the flanks or rear, but could not overcome the glacis plate. Due to its 55-degree slope, the Panther's 80mm 3.1 in glacis had a line of sight thickness of 140mm 5.5 in with actual effectiveness being even greater. An M4 might only knock out a Panther frontally from point-blank range by aiming for its turret front and transverse cylindrical-shaped mantlet, the lower edge of which on most Panthers, especially the earlier Oz F.D. and versions constituted a vulnerable shot trap. A 76mm armed Sherman could penetrate the upper frontal hull superstructure of a Tiger I tank from normal combat ranges. Although the new gun lessened the gap between the two tanks, the Tiger I was still capable of knocking a M4 out frontally from over 2,000 meters 2,200 yards. After the heavy tank losses of the Battle of the Bulge, in January 1945, General Eisenhower asked that no more 75mm M4s be sent to Europe. Only 76mm M4s were wanted. The Sherman gained grim nicknames like Zippo, after the cigarette lighter Tommy Cooker, by the Germans, who referred to British soldiers as Tommies. A Tommy Cooker was a World War I-era trench stove. Fuel fires occasionally occurred, but such fires were far less common and less deadly than ammunition fires. In many cases, the fuel tank of the Sherman was found intact after a fire. On to the pictures.